Yo, what is good? Loading Snacks Universe. Your boy Jokes is here. I got the homie Sin. I
Yes,
got the
sir.
homie Marcus. And it is time for another prediction show here on the Finisher Podcast. Gentlemen, how are we
Finish it,
doing
finish it.
on this Money in the Bank Saturday?
I'm ready. I'm ready for
Feeling
some money
good.
in the bank.
Feeling great. Let's go.
I dig it. So Money in the Bank is here. Um, a little different compared to the last prediction show we had. There's only 5 matches on this card, so we
What?
won't be
Not
sitting here.
13?
Not 13. We have 5 matches, so we won't be watching until like the wee hours of the morning. But sometimes quality over quantity, but sometimes quantity can't do a lot of quality. Oh dang, this
Mhm.
dude Mark, you shorting us out over here, man.
Nah, I don't know what just happened there.
But before we start jumping into predictions, I want to talk a little bit because with Money in the Bank tonight, obviously there can be some interesting things to go down. We've seen the briefcase be cashed in the same night that it's been won, but depending on how the card is actually structured, I feel like some predictions that we make could possibly change. Now, I'm going under the assumption that the two Money in the Bank matches, the women's and the men's, will open the show and end the show. But we do know WWE does have the thing that the whatever the main focus of the show is still doesn't close the card out. Do we agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So depending on how things are structured, and as we talk through the matches, we can talk a little bit more about it. I feel like could end up changing some of our predictions as we start watching the show tonight. Um, but let's just go ahead and jump on in. You guys ready to go ahead and start making these predictions?
Oh yes,
Let's
sir.
get to it.
I
Yes,
dig it.
sir.
I see some of you guys out there watching. Appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you let us know as we're going through. Let us know your predictions for these matches as well, so we can do some comparisons on them for it. But let's go ahead and kick the show off. Um, I'm more than certain. Oh,
Do we
I
get
don't
an
like
extra
that.
card?
Nope, not that. Just the fact that for whatever reason, everything that I did just got deleted. So whatever. I'm just gonna do it one at a time for it. So let's go ahead and kick the night off, which I'm more than certain is gonna start us out with the women's Money in the Bank match between Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Zoe Stark, and Chelsea Green. So I think we got a pretty solid lineup in the women's Money in the Bank
We
match.
do. We do.
Um, and honestly, I would say like 5 out of the 6 have very high potential of winning this match. Um, let's just go ahead, go around the room. Marcus, where are you at on the women's Money in the Bank match?
Chelsea Green.
He's gonna. I'm with you on that one
I
too.
know Sid is going to say Tiffany Stride. Go ahead, Jokes, and make your pick.
No, Chelsea Green is also my pick too. Um,
All right,
I'm
so
a
this card is done. On to the next one.
dang. Marcus like, let's just get through. We gotta
Wow,
talk a little
really?
bit. Like let's talk
Really?
through this a little bit. I mean,
I mean, hold on.
I'm just
Sid, wait. Sid, who you picking to win the women's Money in the Bank?
Well, that depends. What time is it?
he tried to bait. He tried to bait. He tried it.
Yeah.
Look, y'all,
If
y'all
it's
would
billing
think.
time is what
Look,
it is.
y'all would think I would pick Tiffy, but I'm going for the win here, and not just picking with my feelings. It's Chelsea. I'm being dead serious.
What?
I'm being dead serious. If it's not Chelsea, I would be pissed off.
Flip it. I want it in the history book. Clip it. Clip
What? I like
this
Chelsea.
moment.
I like Chelsea. Do you
Flip-
understand
Flip it.
how much of an asshole she will be for a whole year with that briefcase? It will be so great. Perfect television if you give her that briefcase just to torment
Clip
people
it.
with it.
Clip it.
Now, come on,
Oh
of course,
man.
I'm still pulling for Tiffy, of course, but like
Man,
you
so
got
he's going for the win. It's
gotta do
no
Chelsea.
feelings.
Hey, listen.
Clip it.
I'm actually surprised that you saying because I'm gonna be real. Tiffany is like my number two.
Right, me too.
If by some chance Chelsea Green wasn't able to pull it out, Tiffany would be the one that I think that would win it.
I really hope they don't swerve us and just give it to Naomi. I wouldn't be upset, but I hope they don't swerve us.
I don't
You
think
said
they'll do
you said
Naomi
Zoe.
just
Pull
yet.
it back up. Who else is
Zo-
I know
Zoe.
it's Zoe and not Shayna. That's in it right now, right?
Shayna didn't make it.
All right. Yeah.
But
Io
I
has
don't
already
see
had
Tiffany
it
would.
twice,
Zoe. I don't see
so-
Zoe winning Money in the Bank. I'm sorry.
Hey, she could, and then she could just not win whenever she finally decides to cash in the briefcase.
Nah, I feel like that's a waste. Like you have like 4 other people that can actually have good stories with
Yeah.
Money in the Bank
Mhm.
versus Zoe Stark. So yeah,
And like I said, Io's already had it twice. Io doesn't need it again. She's had it
yeah.
twice with it, so no.
Mhm.
I mean, of course, she's gonna do something stupid and put on a great match, but
Oh
I
no,
think Io's going to get fake injured because she has that thing with whatchamacallit coming up. So that
I
way
don't.
she can.
I don't think they'll play it off a fake injury because obviously doing that then it would make it seem like she couldn't go over there and do that. She'll just lose the match. I feel like it'll just be she'll take the L and then get ready to prepare and move on and do the match in Japan for it. I don't think
Yeah.
they'll do the fake. I don't think they'll do a fake injury on her for that side of it. But definitely like you said, Sin, I feel like and Marcus, we've been talking about this for a while. Chelsea Green having that briefcase like is going to be absolutely perfect. She should have been queen of the ring. I'm sorry.
Yes.
She should have been queen of the ring. But if this is the trade-off, if losing Queen of the Ring to get
I
her
just
the
don't know
Money
how
in the
they're
Bank,
going to spin her name with like the Money in the Bank because everyone has a spinoff of the name. Like
hey, listen, Samantha we trust.
Yeah,
Samantha
yeah.
will
There
figure
you go.
something
It's
out.
Samantha we trust.
Make that announcement, and then it will
The
stick.
fact that she made Michael Cole say it like Samantha at the kickoff was hilarious. So hilarious.
wait, but isn't Chelsea on SmackDown though?
It doesn't matter because remember this
Or
is
Money in the
their,
Bank.
yeah. It doesn't make a difference. Both they're having everyone from both
No,
shows.
but
be
once
on the,
she like, do you think Samantha will actually say the winner? She'll just say Chelsea Green in the way she says it, but
Oh, no.
I'm
If
talking
you-
about
if
the
you're gonna say it-
actual like
If you're gonna say it right. If you're gonna
she's
say
gonna
it,
put
say
some
it
type
right.
of spin on it. She'll put some type of spin on it.
Green.
But the thing with the briefcase is, at least as of now, like I don't know. Obviously, they can change the stipulations as usual. Technically, you should be able to take the briefcase and use it wherever. I know they'll probably try to isolate it to say you have to use it on the person on your respective show, but I feel like you shouldn't be held back. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of the briefcase.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
once you cash in, no matter if it's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, you're on that brand.
Mhm.
As if you were successful, you're on that
to
brand.
do it at that point, right? But you still should at least be able to pick whichever one it is you want and go for it. At least Cody had that option when he had the briefcase. So, or he
I
won the
mean,
Rumble.
when he
Yeah.
Royal Rumble.
Same concept. So hopefully they'll let him do it for it.
Nah,
But
Damien just stayed on Raw. Was just like, oh, I'm about to cash in here. Like we ain't see this man on
Damien-
SmackDown.
Damien was smart. He wasn't going after Roman. Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. But all right, I like that though. We're all in agreement on there. I'm not upset with that one at all. That one could go either way, but I'm pretty sure Chelsea Green should be able to take.
Yeah,
this victory
definitely.
going forward.
I'm gunning for Chelsea to win.
Yeah.
100%.
Dig it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our first championship match of the night, and we're going to be looking at the Intercontinental Championship. If it pops up, yo,
It's in the background.
Yeah.
I see someone.
Yeah. I see Sammy.
Yeah, undeniably, Sammy.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well,
this thing kicked
Technical
everything
difficulties.
out. It kicked everything out. But now let's try this once more. The Intercontinental Championship between the champion Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Sin, I'm gonna come to you on this one first.
Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker has been destroying every single body running around the stand. Doesn't matter if they're on Raw or SmackDown. He is pissed off and he is coming for blood. And it's gonna be a tough call for Sammy on this one. It's gonna be a tough call.
What's Braun's record on the main roster, excluding the interferences?
I feel like he's only lost like once,
I
if
don't think he
that.
lost yet since being called up. I don't think
If
so.
that.
Yeah,
He's been on a warpath every single match because he had a
Yeah.
couple squash matches when he first showed up.
yeah.
He
New
may
level
be
of
undefeated.
I think he's right now still. Yeah,
No, well, yeah, excluding the interferences in which
yeah.
he lost, but um, this is definitely interesting. Like, I really see Sammy having a little bit more time with the Intercontinental run, especially with everything with Chad Gable and the
Mhm.
Creed brothers and everything. I definitely see that going to another arc, but mm, I'll go Braun Breaker. I don't see shenanigans happening, like outside shenanigans. Well, actually, is Bronson Reed injured?
Not to
Or
my
no, he's
knowledge.
on SmackDown. He's on SmackDown now, right?
Yeah, but I'll say not to my knowledge though.
Yeah, yeah, Braun Breaker. Why not?
I like it. I'm torn on this one as well too. Marcus, I agree with you. It just seems like it would be a disservice for Braun and what he's done since coming to the main roster for him to lose this match. Like he's been dominating, destroying everyone that has been put in front of him every single time. But at the same time, Sammy is on, I don't want to say necessarily a redemption story type of thing since taking the belt off of Gunther, but he's just like been trying to prove himself more into being that fighting champion since he's taken the championship back. So it's
And
almost in
he's being John Cena with the United States Champions. Like, I'm like, if you want some, come get some. Like, open challenge. Like, who's next? Like, who wants to come after the IC? But I definitely feel as though, as good as a wrestler Sammy is, some of his stuff gets stale really quickly. At least in some of the feuds that he's been in. And I don't see Braun Sammy being like a high payoff feud, unlike Sammy and Chad Gable. So
No,
and
this is
that's
gonna
part
be
of
one
the
and done.
and that's part of the reason why I think Sammy's going to win. I think he's going to retain and potentially get depending on like obviously I don't want to talk about the men's money in the bank, but hypothetically, like if Chad Gable ended up still being in a position where he ended up challenging for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam, I feel like we're gonna get that match one more time.
Chad got too much other stuff on his plate right now.
Hey, listen, I know he does.
He got the Y6 on his ass right now.
That plate is overfilling, but maybe if my man changes tone,
I mean, that's the reason why he probably won't win Money in the Bank.
Hey, listen, Andrew. If Braun would have came in some years ago, I probably would be happy to see uncle versus nephew.
That's no way happening.
Nah.
But now
we've seen that man live. That ain't happening.
I don't need that uncle versus nephew. He can be in his corner. He can come down and be in his corner and back him. I do not need to see the two of them fight.
Don't get in the ring. Don't get in the ring.
He will murder Uncle, and I do not need to see that.
Uncle Wong's going to have some medic. But stop the match.
I think Sammy's going to retain, and I think he's going to at least hold on to this belt through SummerSlam. Give us one little more push with him before I think they take it off of him. Then Braun could end up still having this spill over, and this could continue on afterwards for it. But I think Sammy is going to win this match, and then Braun is just going to
win this match. He's going to tear shit up backstage.
That's what I'm getting at. Just going to create havoc, and he's going to demand for his rematch.
As long as we're not getting a Braun versus Brock match, I don't care.
Sir, we are not bringing Brock Lesnar into this conversation. That dude can stay on the sidelines.
I'm just saying.
He can stay there.
As long as we don't get that match, I'm fine. Like
sit next to Goldberg. I do not need Brock to come back right now. I do not need that. But like we said, we got our first split on here for it. I'm taking a gamble, but I think Sammy genuinely is going to win this and retain that championship for it. All right, so obviously this is going to be a night of championship matches. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And that match is going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship between the champion Damian Priest and Seth freaking Rollins. Now, this is where I'm wondering how the card is going to play out. And there's a part of me that believes somehow they're going to end up letting the men's Money in the Bank match be earlier on in the show. It may even open the show for all we know. All I know is if that men's Money in the Bank match happens before this match does, I think we know what end result is going to be, no matter who wins the match, honestly. I am picking Damian. I think Damian's going to retain his championship. Obviously, Seth is going to give him a run for his money. But depending on where this men's Money in the Bank match ends up on the card, there may be a little revenge.
I have a feeling the men's Money in the Bank is going to open the card.
If the men's Money in the Bank match opens up the show tonight, I feel bad for Damian. He's going to win, but Payback is going to be a bitch. And that's going to change who I think is actually going to win the men's Money in the Bank match. But I'm going to go.
I get it.
I'm going to go under the assumption right now that the men's Money in the Bank match is going to close the show out. Sin, where are we at on the match?
Both my guys going up against each other. This sucks. Yeah, the placement of that Money in the Bank match does make it
matters.
It really matters. Yeah, but I'm gonna rock with Judgment Day. I'm gonna stick with Damian. I don't think Seth needs the belt back just yet. Like, you just coming back and you're still kind of injured type of deal. So, nah, I'm sticking with Judgment Day. They have the numbers, even though they need to stay out on side and don't assist and help. That's not what he wants. Somebody will, heck, it'll be Liv, and it, cause
Liv is a Judgment Day.
Push forward.
If the Judgment Day gets in the middle of it, it's going to be interesting because obviously Damian already has said, I want to do this on my own. And having them show up interfere, I feel like it's going to end up creating more issues for Damian than it would actually be to help on there. What's good, Doctor Who?
What's up, Doctor Who?
It leaves room for Liv to just sneak her way further into the Judgment Day and start tearing them apart. Like, we know that's where her angle is right now to get back in Rhea. So,
I mean, hey, if she comes out now, if by chance she comes out and she helps Damian retain, I think that will
sway him, try to sway him more
try to sway him. I still think Damian is in the right mindset that, like, look, no, you can't be here. Mm-hmm. But if that ends up happening,
or he gets kicked out,
he could get kicked out. But I feel like we won't see that kick out.
And maybe that could be her aim. Maybe her interference is what gets him kicked out. And that's like part of her plan to break them all up. Yeah. Taking them out from the inside.
And then potentially, I don't want to say she's going to come and she's going to become the pseudo leader of the Judgment Day. But that then leads up to obviously
Harley Quinn doing Harley Quinn thing.
They got platters of nuggets back there. They playing 2K24. Like, they living good now ever since Liv came along. I'm just saying.
PS5.
Right. Tag team champions, the tag team titles came home.
They have an actual monitor and not like a CRT.
So this could go a little iffy. But Marcus, where are you at right now?
I mean, I'm picking Damian Priest because I just want to see him get cashed in on. I'm sorry, son, but I just want to see him get cashed in on. It just be like, sorry.
That's a full circle story. It's a full circle story. And but like we said, it just depends on how this show is structured. If we have
that structure is going to make a huge difference on the night. Huge difference on the night. If they open with the Miz Money in the Bank,
caveat, if the Miz Money in the Bank is not first, I'm going with Seth Rollins.
No, make your caveat. No, make
caveat.
I will. You know what? Because of that, like, listen, I give the very first match of the night when the first match is announced, because obviously during the pre-show they will tell us you will have that 30 seconds to change your pick. I will allow it
I'm,
this
I'm
way.
standing on business. What I say now is what I'm going to stand on mine.
Sin, I'm right there with you. I am picking Damian. I'm not changing even if it does happen. Marcus, I will give you leeway. If you determine that you would like to make that change in your pick,
Sucker.
you will have that first 30 seconds
Drink your
when the
aqua.
match is announced.
Drink your aqua. Quench your thirst. Water.
But yeah, structure is going to be key in this match for it, and we'll see what happens from there. But let's go ahead. We're gonna keep things moving right along. And we're gonna move into a 6-man tag match between Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and the champion Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline 2.0. I'm just gonna always say 2.0 at this point because it's not my bloodline. I love the people that are in it.
Right, but nah.
It's not my bloodline. I think Paul Heyman said it best. You are not my tribal chief.
I'm waiting for him to come back. I'm about to get a shirt, order a shirt now, so I can have one when he returns.
with that, so Sin, who you going with
on this one? Oh,
Yeah.
Bloodline for all day. Bloodline. It's got to be the Bloodline. You have to establish them as the actual Bloodline. Now they had those ceremonies. Solo was acknowledged. They put out the awesome promo video with the lay and everything. Like, now, if you want to solidify them as the Bloodline and that badasses like they were and who they are now, more violent. Yeah, these are 3 guys you weren't through on that show, and yeah, Bloodline.
Sam, I'm right there with you. Bloodline should be taking this match. I feel like in the way we're trying to build up 2.0 right now, them taking the L right in this situation doesn't
hurt way more than help.
Yeah. Doesn't work. I do think they're going to have the odds for a little bit not in their favor. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe I don't know if one of them can't travel. I'm not sure. I don't know. I heard that Jacob's not able to travel, so he's not going to be there.
Probably because he's in the prison and stuff. So
yeah,
and trying to get into Canada, so I know they're strict about that stuff.
But his vignette is on the poster, so it may not be like
they're all still there, and we could get a swerve. Now I do think there's some backup in the wings.
It's the Bloodline. It's 100 of them and then some. So,
and right now, I mean, and this is facts on it. For those that are familiar with New Japan, obviously, the Guerrillas of Destiny. Well, I can't call them that now, but the Guerrillas of Destiny are now in the WWE. But Hikuleo, who was also one of their partners at the time when they were in the Bullet Club, is looking like he's going to show up in WWE. Just from reading a couple articles, it looks like that deal is actually done. And they're looking for the right opportunity to have him to jump in, kind of like what they did with Jacob. And I think Money in the Bank is a big enough stage right now, potentially, to have him debut for Bloodline 2.0. Now, obviously, their odds in their favor are going to be stacked because it's just like their numbers are getting out of the numbers
control. Game, yeah,
they're getting out of control.
Ridiculous. Become like an actual, faction.
I like it, but we'll see. But Marcus, how do you feel about this match?
Well, going by the records, the last Orton KO Cody team up ensured their victory. So it's only fair that this Bloodline gets the W. So I'll go Bloodline here just for the kickback.
Mm-hmm.
So plus it's going to make it more interesting because it's like, well, when you were here, we couldn't beat them. You're gone. We beat them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sets up some good promos for the future.
I dig it. Like, Andrew, I'm predicting a Roman Reigns coming out and attacking Solo either tonight or at Raw.
Nah, it's going to be a Jimmy.
No.
It's going to be a Jimmy.
Now, I'm going to be real with you. The only way that Roman would show up tonight is if the order of this card ends up somehow making this the main event. Because Roman coming out during this is going to overshadow
everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Nah.
So
Say Roman for SummerSlam.
So if the men's Money in the Bank match opens the show, I would think the women would close it out. But there's the chance they slip it one back, and then this now becomes
this is going to be the main event. Yeah,
the main event. Obviously, your WWE champion is in this match, so that can be the twist on it for it. If this ended up being the main event of the night, I absolutely could see Roman coming out and potentially attacking Solo at some point, whether it was either after the match or during the match. But
hey, what if we get the Usos?
Now, I don't think they're gonna. We could. I feel like there's got to be
his
more.
His brother literally got like kicked out. Paul Heyman got attacked. I feel like this is like, hey, I need you. Hey, Us, I need you.
But see, that's got to happen beforehand. Like that has to be like a segment, like on one of the shows. You can't just drop it like that right now.
And you got to figure out how to do it because they're on two separate shows now. So it's like him coming back. I feel like there has to be a little more of a buildup. Like I would like to see somehow how they figure out how to work Jimmy and Jay together. Whether it's
they're gonna have to because we know that's what this is leading to. It's coming, but they got to have that conversation first so they can get back to being the original bloodline and come through and put Solo in his place.
Like I have one way that it could possibly happen, and we'll wait until the next match. As
we get the Usos versus God, I don't care. Make it happen. I don't care. I don't care what shenanigans, what strings Roman Reigns has to pull to get Jay back on SmackDown so I can have my face off between the Usos and God. Make it happen.
It's probably one of those things where 2.0 is going to be running amok, doing some Bama shit. And then the powers that be like, all right, look, can y'all stop y'all family? Like, whatever. Like, just come back together and stop them. Like, they're the only people that can put them down type of deal. Then they'll allow who's ever on whatever brand to kind of like just flow back and forth between the shows to put them down.
And listen, I'm ready for God once we kind of, I guess,
whatever their name is in WWE. Like,
they may not even get a whole
tag call them God until they're not calling God no more.
They'll just either that or they're just going to change. They're going to somehow have to figure out how to change the spelling of it. If they change the spelling of it a little bit, throw a Z at the end or something that will get past ownership, they may be able to still do it. But I don't think WWE will play that close to it. But I dig it. So we're all in agreement on there. And after we finish the predictions, we can go into a little bit more finite about everything in this whole night for it. But obviously, at this point, that would just leave one more match on the card at this point. And that is, of course, the men's Money in the Bank match between LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, and Andrade.
Oof.
So I'm gonna be real.
This is a hard one because
there's 4 people in this match. I think they have the most opportunities. 4 people. Carmelo, I'm happy you're in this match, but I don't quite think you're going to get that briefcase just yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
I think it's gonna be a little bit too soon. Andrade, you got all the potential there, but I know, right? Listen, you're the speed champion right now. So you got to defend your speed
championship.
I have so many issues. I have so many issues with the speed championship that they don't even wear it on the main.
Another segment. That's another
segment that we could go into. But right now, I think the 4 main catalysts of this match: LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, Jey Uso. I think they're the 4 that have the most opportunity in this match. LA Knight having the briefcase.
I wouldn't even say LA Knight. I think LA Knight is just better off taking the United States Championship. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
LA Knight would be cool to see have the briefcase and run around with it from time to time. But I don't think we're going to give him that chance just yet. Like right now, if he went up against Cody, not happening.
Nope.
Damian Priest, Seth Rollins.
Maybe. Possible.
Maybe. But I don't see him being able to cash in that briefcase on Cody. But clearly with the storylines that we have going on right now, McIntyre, Uso, Gable are the three that make most sense in this mix of it. Like we said once before, Chad Gable has a lot on his plate. Him having the briefcase could have a little interesting story extra piece into the mix of it. But I don't know if he's going to be able to handle having that briefcase and also having the Wyatt Six in the background. Every opportunity he's going to end up going to cash the briefcase in. Yeah, I feel like
the light's going to shut down
and stop him trying to cash in his briefcase.
He's going to get scared out of the ring. He's going to get scared out of the ring,
and he's not going to be willing to cash in the briefcase. Right now, my money is on Jey Uso. One, it's time for him to get him back into the main championship title opportunity. But two, him having the briefcase should give him the flexibility of almost going between Raw and SmackDown. Obviously, he can go over him and Cody. They got a history. Could create some interesting thing to try to scare Cody into like, listen, I could be coming for you. But at the same time, with him having to be able to show up on SmackDown would now allow him to be tied potentially back into the whole bloodline angle. So there's a twofold to him being able to have that.
Or someone from Blood 2.0 can go after his briefcase.
Absolutely.
They pull like a family rules. You have to give me the briefcase. Type scenario.
Give your tribal chief the briefcase.
Technically, yes, he did.
He was assaulted. He ain't die.
He didn't die. He just got cracked, most likely with a hammer upside his
head. But yeah, he was.
Parking system was fine. I mean,
listen, hey, Perk Gable. They cleared him very next night. Like we had that whole conversation. Like, oh, he's not going to be seen for a while. Then they came back the next night. It was like, yeah, he's medically cleared, and I was just like, my man was dead back there. I don't know, but whatever. But my pick is going to be Jey Uso. I just feel like it makes the most sense. But don't get me wrong, Drew McIntyre. There's a part of me that wants Drew to win this briefcase if this match opens the show.
If it opens the show and he gets the briefcase, 100% he's cashing in tonight. 100% cashing in tonight.
Yeah.
But he cashes in, and this dude CM Punk causes him the cash in.
Hey, I will fry Drew McIntyre's ass up. Oh my gosh. If that happened, that would be the greatest thing, because his level of pettiness and pissed offness. He'll really quit. He will really quit this time.
It will be a fake quit. It will be a real life.
No, it'll be a legitimate F this company. Like, I'm done.
I'm going back to being Drew Galloway. I'm done. I'm not Drew McIntyre. I am Drew Galloway. I'm going to TNA. But I'm putting my money on Jey Uso. I think Jey is going to be the victor of this match. I'm not going to change if it happens, and this is in the beginning. Whatever, so be it. It's going to make it interesting nonetheless. But I think Jey is going to take this victory just to move a couple of things along the lines on both sides, so he can float. Give him that flexibility where he can float between both shows right now with that briefcase. Marcus, where are you at?
It's definitely a tough one, because I want to pick Chad Gable because I want to see this man be an actual singles champion, but I can't do it. And Melo's still too new to the main card. LA, I see him more as a United States champion. I feel like he fits that bill.
But he did say if he were to get the briefcase, he was coming after Logan Paul. So
that would be a waste of a briefcase. Stop it.
Yes, super waste.
Listen, hey, look, hear me out. It's not necessarily a waste of a briefcase.
It is a waste. It is a championship. Waste.
It's not a waste. If you were champion, you were champion.
You've been following Logan Paul all around the freaking earth stalking him for like a month now. Your match is going to happen. There's no need to use the
Like out of everyone, I would really want Andrade to win because I feel like he has like the most potential of being okay. I can see him as a world heavyweight champion. Not saying I can't see Jey Uso as a world heavyweight champion,
but I can't see him being threatening with the briefcase.
He'll be in his mafia like his actual like mafia, like mafioso mentality of Andrade, which is something you haven't seen in a while. Like he'll be in that. All right, he comes out with the black skull mask. He's full mafia'd up. Like that level of Andrade is something that I feel a lot of the WWE fans have either forgotten or don't know. Like him as a heel champion with that persona, fire. But as of right now, I'm probably going to pick Jey Uso. Like Jey Uso is the face of the company. Like I won't change, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Drew McIntyre because we got to have a heel on heel type scenario. We can't have two faces in the company right now. So I'm going to say Jay, and I know it's going to be Drew.
Dig it. Sam?
Yeah, the placement is a complete bitch on this one, but easily.
Oh, you want 30 seconds? You want 30 seconds?
No, I'm good.
I'm
good.
The fake yeets.
I'm just saying.
The fake
I'm just saying. Yeet in the bank. Let's go. Jey Uso going home with it. Taking the briefcase home. And for every reason that you said, Jokes, that way he can bounce back and forth. They can start to build up this bloodline civil war that we all know is coming. Yeah. And plus he's been on a single run for a while. And he hasn't got anything yet. So before he falls back into the bloodline, let's get him something. So Money in the Bank be something good for him to have under his belt.
I dig it.
When he becomes champion, he's like, I don't gotta listen to you. I'm the world heavyweight champion.
I dig it. But I always say the placement of these matches on this card tonight is going to be crucial for how things are going to play out. Obviously, the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, it doesn't matter who wins it, it's not going to be able to get cashed in. Liv is nowhere near the card, so
neither is Bayley.
Not going to be, and neither is Bayley. So that definitely won't happen. But for the men's side, there's definitely an opportunity that I know it's going to sound wrong,
like
but
every year, like the women's championships aren't showcased at Money in the Bank.
Well, no, because
and I say women's as in both championships or
the match
or both of them
title.
shown.
No, because who was that? I know EO did once at WrestleMania, but I believe one of them did cash it in during Money in. Oh, you know what? It was Liv. I'm almost certain it was Liv. I believe she cashed it in on Ronda. If I remember, I believe that was Money in the Bank when she did.
Yeah, I think it was Ronda. I know she won Money in the Bank. I think Ronda had a separate match.
She had a separate
with somebody
match,
else,
and Liv banked it afterwards. Yep, I'm more than certain.
I think that was like the next pay-per-view, though. I feel like she won. I don't think it was the same night.
I'm almost certain it was. I will look that up afterwards. But yeah, placement is key on this one. I think the card is solid. I think what we got is going to be solid.
Does the Y6 make an appearance at Money in the Bank?
Yes, I do think so. Even if it's just something subtle, like obviously Chad Gable right now is going to be. He's probably going to be.
Nikki, he's going to be underneath the ring,
yep.
And as Chad Gable's going to get inside the ring, he's going to run up the ramp.
Not even yet. He is going. Listen. Chad is going to be at the top of the ladder. Chad is going to be at the top of the ladder when everything.
We're going to see him at the top. Lights are going to go out. Chad is going to be gone.
That would be hilarious.
It would be. I feel
it
bad.
It will be Chad going up, about to grab the briefcase. Lights go out. Chad's gone. Where the fuck is Chad Gable?
And the ladder is just laying down in the middle of the ring.
Oh no, ladder.
Oh, no, the ladder's going to be up.
Oh, ladder will still be there.
You're going to see a camera pointing, and it's going to be Chad Gable just being dragged
or Nikki. Hey, listen, it'd be funny if Chad disappears and swaps, and then it is Nikki that's just standing at the top, just cheesing, and Chad's dead.
Nah, it's not
laying
even cheesing.
somewhere.
She's just gonna,
Yeah, tilt her head
do
and just
the head nod.
That's it. Yeah.
and then the light's gonna go out, and the light's gonna come back on. She's gonna be gone.
What would y'all biggest surprise be of the night?
CM Punk. Anything
Alexa
probably.
Bliss.
I'm not expecting her until they finish going through everybody. So I'm thinking maybe SummerSlam, Alexa Bliss.
Mhm.
Get
Yeah,
them
I don't
time to
think
cook
Alexa.
everybody's
Yeah,
persona. Yeah. Introduce us to everybody first, and then we finally get the answer to who is the sixth member of the YS6. I think that's SummerSlam.
Oh, biggest surprise, The Rock. Biggest surprise, The Rock.
I dig that.
Hmm.
The Rock show. Listen,
Bloodline wins. The Rock's. They cue a little video of whatever Samoan thing. Boom, Rock comes out.
listen. That if for The Rock to show up, same thing. The 6-man tag match would have to be the main event. Roman or The Rock coming out overshadows everything.
Yeah.
And you can't have that. You can't have that match just be middle of the pack,
And then you drop that at the end of it.
and then you just
still
go
got
on
to
to
go
the
on with
next
the rest
match.
of the show. Yeah, that doesn't work.
I don't see that happening.
Hey, look. In the history, the Samoan line has always been either next to last or the last on the card, going by historical standpoint. So I see this being like the 6-man tag being the main event. Because if you have Bloodline is a main event act. That was what it's built up to, been built up as. Let me rephrase that, up as. And I think even if Roman's not there, hey, yo, you better not be putting my family, not even Roman, The Rock, just be like, yo, my family better not be opening this card. We better not be in the mid card. This better be either
The Rock. I don't think The Rock. I would see Roman showing up before The Rock does, because when The Rock makes his comeback, it's going to be to come up to Cody. That's where The Rock's going to end. As much as I think the whole bloodline, he's going to.
You got to remember, Solo was speaking to someone, and they made him the tribal chief. The only other person to do that is the High Chief. And who's the High Chief? The Rock.
Maybe. Or listen, Rikishi is just somewhere pulling strings.
Rikishi's not the High Chief. I'm sorry.
He pulling strings.
I would want Rikishi to like come up for a segment, but not for like in-ring competition. Like,
oh no. I don't need Rikishi to come out here and actually have a match. He's just gonna be. I don't want to say he can be one of those like that wise man type figure. Like, listen,
nah, he's gonna be like, yo, y'all need to set aside your siblings squabbles, get back together because our family is on the ropes. No pun intended.
Hey, listen,
those
I got one for you, Marcus. I don't know if I don't think Sin knows this dude. What if this dude Armando Estrada shows up?
There's been talks that he's replacing Paul Heyman.
So Sin, I know you know who Umaga is.
Yeah.
So Estrada was the Paul Heyman to Umaga when he first showed up,
and Jacob
as well too. In was that MLW or I forget which promotion it was.
Some promotion, but yeah.
So there's been talks of a new wise man coming.
Think of like a Cuban guy with a fedora, with a cigar in the mouth, and then taking the cigar to talk, kind of like Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
That was his character.
Okay.
He shows up. He probably will bring Hikuleo with him, and obviously Bloodlines numbers gain even more at that point for it.
It's okay. They keep growing because when they see Roman, Jay, and Jimmy back together again, that place is gonna lose it.
They're just gonna lose it. But I think we've gotten everything out of the way. Guys, that have been your predictions for the Money in the Bank Premium Live event tonight. Do us a favor. Let us know how you thought we made our picks, and if you think something even crazier is going to happen than what we came up with.
Same guys and women that you saw Monday on Thursday. I don't know what Andrew's talking about. What you talking about, Andrew?
So Monday, yeah. But as of now, the structure of this card is the most important key to this. So when the pre-show comes on, we typically have them give us that first match of the night. As soon as they get ready to kick the show off, we're gonna figure that out. Because once that happens, all hell gonna break loose, and all the cards are off the table at that point. I'm expecting shenanigans. The Money in the Bank, it's just a matter of where these shenanigans are gonna be at for it. But before we get out of here, gentlemen, any other additions, anything you want to throw in before we leave out?
Yeah. If you like the content that that you're currently watching, currently listening to, feel free to like, share, comment. Share to all your people. We also stream on Facebook and everywhere else, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all that fun stuff. Also, if you want to actually watch the pay-per-view with us, join the Discord. Click that Beacons link. It's right there. Just one click. Sign up. Put your email address in. Sign on in. Come on in. We'll be at ringside.
I dig it. Send anything else you want to add on to it? Yeah.
I'm done. Cut the camera. Cut the camera. I'm done.
And with that, we're gonna go ahead and get ready because we got food and stuff that we got to start preparing and going to get ready for Money in the Bank. But for the homie Sid, for the homie Marcus, this is your boy Jokes. This has been your prediction show for Money in the Bank. We're gonna get out of here. Marcus, if you can, go ahead and tell the folks what they need to know.
What? No yeet?
No, go do your thing. It's your time. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Just because you're up against the ropes doesn't mean you can't move forward. And with that, we're out.
Deuces.
Ta-ta for now.
Loading snacks.